Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. Here we are looking at Bitcoin US dollar index on the daily time frame. And this chart is a freaking mess. Can you even see the little candles in there? No. But so I'm zoomed out on the 1 day to show you the major channels we're working with. The group of blue channels here and this group of pink channels that have I've gone over this many times. They've contained price action throughout the years. We've traveled in there and used these channels as support and resistance levels, little steps up and down. And that white one there is the most important channel in Bitcoin history from which we start all of our parabolic runs. You can see from here we butted up against it and then boom, and even wicked down to it there before bouncing and starting our parabolic run. That was in 2016. Even back here, well, we kind of just shot through it here, but there was even a little hang up right there, a little hang up right to the top of it, the bottom of the center line, and then we broke through and continued our parabolic run. And even here, consolidated within it, boom, began our parabolic run. And actually that was a little mid-cycle rally. But here again, consolidated on top of it like a little inchworm, and then boom, started our parabolic run. This group of blue channels we've just started interacting with since November, since the FTX. Well, actually back in September 2022. So almost 2 years now. Those are the main groups. And then while we're here, I want to show you that I did, because currently price action is in this channel, and I've broken it down into sub channels because these are very, very large, and you'll see that price follows these sub channels as well. And same with excuse me, I don't want to click on those. I just want to move this like that. I've also broken this into a sub-channel because if we move to the right, we are trading in the intersection of those pink and blue channels over here. Now let's switch to a 4-hour maybe. Now you can see when I zoom in that here's one of our pink channels. Well, there's so many lines, it's hard to tell. Let's look for a blue channel. Well, here's the center line of one of our blue channels, and we came right down to it and held it as support, bounced off of it, came back down to it again, pretty close, and then bounced again up here, came back down to it, tried to hold it, and when we couldn't, we took a big dump down. Yeah, we went, when was this? This is the 4th of July. Now we did go down pretty far through it, but you can see we closed these candles, these 4-hour candles, just slightly above the center line of this one here. And then we came back up and held this as support with multiple 4-hour candles right there. You can see how this has acted as support here and resistance as we struggled to hold it here. And then once we did, we bounced up from it. Now the pink channels are in there as well. Anyway, you can see, for instance, here's a pink channel, how we close these 4-hour candles right on it. And prior to that, it acted as resistance here, acted as support here. This is one of those areas where the blue and the pink channels are intersecting. So both of them have acted as support and resistance here. And then we tried to hold the blue channel right here and couldn't, and then tested it as support. I think this is where we currently are. Yeah, this has been resistance here over the past since Thursday. We tried to break through it, couldn't. And where did we go when we this wick? We wicked right up to that dashed line. Remember in the beginning I showed how I split that one channel? That's the center line right there of that channel. So we came up right there, tried to hold it. When we couldn't, we fell back down, tried to hold the top of the blue channel as support. We couldn't, and we fell through that. And where did we fall to? We fell down through this, but right here, this pink line right here is the top of one of our pink parallel channels. So it was acting as support while the blue channel was acting as resistance while we consolidated in here over the weekend here now, until just recently we've fallen through. Now note, we did fall perfectly to this red dashed line and found support there. That's pretty good. I was wondering how far. Let's switch to a 5 minute and see what happened there. Yeah, look at that. So here on a 5 minute, we wicked right down to the center line. Here, this is the center line of a major channel that we're trading in, with the bottom. You know what? You can't look at it on a 5 minute. It's this major channel right here with this orange bottom and the red top right here of the channel. And that is that center line of that red line, because even more so than those blue and pink lines, since here, March, we've been just oscillating up and down in the red and yellow channels here. They just have different tops. But you can see how the center lines of these channels have acted as support and resistance here. And so that's what it's doing now. Now, that's good that that's acting as support. It's probably pretty decent buying opportunity for a lot of people. However, okay, so the three things, and I don't know if I didn't even say this in the beginning. I apologize. I haven't been able to put out as many videos as possible. I'm working a lot in my regular job. I'm working like 70 plus hours a week, plus training for a triathlon that's coming up in 2 weeks. So I just haven't really had time for this at all. So we did bounce there. That's pretty good. What the market's doing right now is trying to figure out. We got two things going on. Is the war in the Middle East, and if Iran's gonna like nuke Israel or something like that, and the CPI and PPI data that's coming out this week. Now, my opinion is the markets really overreact to everything. So we get the PPI data on Tuesday and then the CPI data on this vertical line here on Wednesday. Usually it's the other way around. But at least we get a preview with the PPI data. A lot of times, though, they don't mesh up. They might be, they're not both going the same direction all the time. So that might create a little volatility coming up. Mondays are typically pumpy days, so you'd expect a pump here. I was not expecting this much of a pullback right now heading into Monday. I thought maybe we'd come down to the $60,000 region, upper 59 to the bottom of the Gaussian channel, but here we are. But we are seeing a pullback, so that a rebound from there. So we'll see what happens. I was expecting that we would as we typically do, pump into Monday. Well, it's not Monday yet, so maybe we will see that pump later on in the day and overnight back up to $62,000. But for me, it's not worth it trying to play with any leverage in this area. I'm de-risked way down, waiting to see a resolution to waiting for Iran to attack Israel, basically, which could be coming up this week. And so we got all that stuff in. It's just, now I don't think it's a big deal, but it's a catalyst that could cause a big price drop. The bears could use it to their advantage to create panic in the market, especially if we get bad PPI numbers or something like that. So prior to this dump right here, what we had been doing since Friday or whatever, we've been consolidating in this triangular region here. And the consolidation was coming to a vertex. Is that it? Apex, vertex, whatever. Right around the release of the CPI data on Wednesday morning. And we've fallen out of that. Interestingly enough, no, that's not even. Now, so we have held this thus far. That doesn't mean we're going to. These is 4-hour candles. We could still come down to this line, this blue and yellow line, which is the center of one of our blue parallel channels. It's very possible. And where I was thinking we would come down to on Tuesday morning is right here. There's a pink line. It's one of our pink channels. And this is the top of another blue channel, but it's not one of those blue channels. Remember, there was a good channel and a bad channel here. This downward sloping greenish channel is the bad one. We didn't want to stay in here. And actually right here, we held it as support. When we wicked down to 49K, we came down to the center line of that channel, bounced, and held the top of it as support. So that was very good that we're not in that bad channel. And then we came and we held the blue good channel as support, the downward sloping channel that we were traveling in since recent time. And you can see it acted as the top of that channel acted resistance for several 4-hour periods here before we did break through. And once we did break through there, it was a big breakthrough here up to where we currently are. So that's very good. Now, could we come back down and retest that at the intersection here? And that would be the 56.6 region. horizontally, what is that? Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure if that would be breaking any horizontal support. That would be bad. As long as we don't get any closures, major 4-hour closures or anything down here, that would probably be okay. So hopefully Iran will attack Israel before CPI data comes out Wednesday morning. I guess they got some ceasefire talks going on Thursday or whatever, and they do want to. I read that they would want to attack before those. Probably a good idea to launch an attack and then discuss an end to things afterwards. And probably that's what the market's doing right here, pricing that in. So let's look at the this. I had been looking at the this one, the stochastic RSI, and we had been up here for a while. We could have continued up there for one more little thing, but I thought this was getting worn out. I was expecting us to come down here, and we do have the opportunity to turn back up on the 4-hour, and maybe we do for Monday get a pump as hopium comes into play, and everybody's doing their thing, their typical Monday thing. So anyway, that's what I'm looking at. It's been long enough. All right, do the like and subscribe if you want, and I'll see you next time. Is there anything else I wanted to say? Nah. All right. Well, you know what? Let's look at the weekly, where we're standing at on the weekly. As far as, come on, open up there. So we've been struggling here to get a real turn up on this weekly stochastic RSI, and we're pointed down once again, and it looks like we will be pointed down. Probably we got another few hours before the weekly close. I don't imagine a big bounce incoming, but who knows? Now, if we get, so the CPI and PPI data too, I think the market's going to be wanting a spot on hit of the prediction of the estimates. If it comes in too low, there's going to be a lot of recession fears. Well, I don't think it doesn't indicate a recession. It indicates it would be good for a soft landing. But people could, overblow it and make it, put the fear of a major recession into people's heads. Now, if it's too high, then we get the stagnation kind of thing going on, which is not good. So, if it's a point up above or below, I don't think it's that big of a deal. The market may think it is initially, but I think then we'll still see continued sideways action till September. But if it's spot on, we could rally up to 68.72, and start moving. I don't think we'll break that area necessary. Maybe so. Maybe the rally will start right now this week. But okay, we'll leave that for another video. All right, like, subscribe, and I already said that. Just whatever. Take a nap.